on a whole nother planet on some lyrical, you know what I'm saying, lyrical stuff, but it'll be a party song. So it's kind of like I mix them together just to test both waters. Like, you don't know what they like, how about we mix them together and send it out there? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's how I feel that we all go about it. You know, because some of our music, we come with an old school swing, kind of sound like just some regular hip hop type stuff. But then again, you hear another song and it'll be up to date, you know, snapping, but we'll be on some lyrical stuff.
Yes, sir. All right, here's a question, because we got Immortal Technique, who's a brother who raps out of Harlem. We got KRS-One. We got all these different cats in here, and they talk about social activism in their hip hop, social activism, political activism. Basically talking about what they're gonna do. Like, I'm gonna read what Immortal Technique got going on. It says, social activism, under social activism. Harlem rapper Immortal Technique's searing political commentary flows through his music. His albums cover topics ranging from the plight of migrant field workers to religious hypocrisy to political corruption. What you may not know is that his lyrical intensity is matched by his deep commitment to causes that he is involved in. In 2006, he was headliner for Lyrics for Liberty 2, a benefit concert to raise money for an organization providing service to children in Palestine, and he is well known for his outspoken activism and participation in benefit concerts to bring attention to the plight of political prisoner Mumia Abu-Jamal. He also spoke at the Nation of Islam's most recent Savers Day convention, February 2008. And he talks about all these different things he's doing. He's doing an orphanage in Afghanistan. Then you got KRS-One, who produced really a legendary track now called Self-Destruction, where they were speaking against, you know what I'm saying, brothers killing one another. Then you got Rakim here, who's one of the first rappers to advocate resistance to the Gulf War back in 1991 with a song called Casualties of War. He rapped, "A desert storms, let's see who reigns supreme, something like a monopoly, a government scheme. Go to the army, be all you can be. Another dead soldier? Hell no, not me." Now that's some cold, that's some cold content. You know what I'm saying? And that's that message, that's that thing that makes you go, dang, did he really just say that? Yeah. You know what I mean? In terms of your songs that you're trying to put out, are either one of you trying to put out messages that are socially active or politically active?
Socially active as in the aspect of, for me, I don't know if this really counts, but I mean, it's what they say, sex sells. Mm-hmm. So if, I mean, the younger and younger they get and they having sex, you know what I'm saying, be real. So I try to say wrap it up a couple times in verses, you know what I'm saying. I'll throw Obama's name in there. I'm not really bashing other campaigns, you know, because that's not really what I think he wants people to do. But I throw his name in there and push him up because I feel like I got a voice here.
Right.
So if somebody, swaying, they listen to my music, they be like, maybe I should vote for Obama.
Right.
You know?
Yes, sir. AP, same question for you. Any socially or politically active messages that you try and infuse in your message?
I mean, not really. Like, as far as the message goes, I just like to tell people to be an individual. You know what I'm saying? Because you listen to some of our music and we don't sound like nobody. We ain't talking about what you talking about. We might talk about a little bit what you talking about, but overall, we ain't talking about what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I just encourage people to be individuals and stand for what they believe in. I mean, that at the end of the day, I think that's what counts. What you believe in is what counts. That's what you're going to fight for at the end of the day. So, I mean, really, that's what I try to influence people to do with my music.
Yes, sir. Let me ask you guys this. Do you think, because there's always talk about role models and, you always hear about the negative things that happen with hip-hop artists. That's the first thing they report is when something negative happens. Do you think of hip-hop artists as role models, or even yourselves as role models, trying to get into this industry?
I feel like basically all of the hip hop artists, I mean, you can see him as a role model in any different kind of aspect. I mean, and I agree, like the media does really try to bash a lot of hip hop artists. And sometimes I see stuff like the incident that happened with T.I. with the weapons and everything. I mean, it might have been a bad move on his part, but they waited until something so extreme happened, you know what I'm saying, to just make it seem like he was just a bad person. They ain't naming all the good stuff he did Monday through Friday, you know what I'm saying, but he did something bad on Saturday, so that's what we're going to talk about all next week, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the media ain't really, they ain't really on our side like we trying to pretend they are. We doing all this stuff for the media. You know, we change our swag for y'all, you know what I'm saying? We do this, not saying me, you know what I'm saying, just artists as a whole. Like, we change up this for y'all, for the media to put us out. We doing this and that just to make $1 by going through the media. But in return, we get, look where he was at, look who he was with, look what he did, you know what I'm saying? They all over magazines, all on TV, all on these other channels, because, I mean, a lot of channels don't even speak on hip-hop artists until they do something bad.
Right.
T.I. was all over TV, every channel when them guns came up.
Of course.
But, you know, when he got an album he trying to sell, they ain't helping him sell that album.
Okay.
But once he do something bad, they like, oh, look what the rappers are doing. You know what I mean? They're trying to make it seem like bad people. And
and that's incident after incident. I mean, T.I., Busta Rhymes, DMX, I mean, you name them. If they in trouble, they in the news.
Right.
You know. Same thing for you, Rocky. Role models, hip-hop artists?
I feel like everybody's a role model, you know what I'm saying? But as hip-hop artists, it's kind of harder for us. But I'm a role model as a person. Like, don't think this person you just seeing like on every tracks, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm a person at the same time, too, you know? I don't have to be all flashy all the time. I could just dress down sometimes. They're like, oh, that's Rocky, blah, blah. Yeah. It's just me. But, like, I have to be a role model. So my thing is I'm starting to watch my lyrical content a little bit more because I have little sisters.
Right.
I have a baby boy now.
Right.
I got to watch what I'm doing, you know? So, yeah. And I feel what he's saying about the hip-hop artists, because there be rock and roll artists who's doing something and they don't get, you might see it like a little headline at the bottom of the screen scrolling by, but it's nothing like when a rapper gets in trouble.
Well, I have to say, man, I think that, you know, despite the fact, you know, a lot of hip-hop artists don't want to be role models. They think parents should be role models, which I agree, parents should be role models. But I agree with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He's actually hosted like 3 different hip-hop summits where he had all these different hip-hop artists together to address the problems within hip-hop and to offer words of advice and guidance for them, since he's been in this struggle for over 50 years. And one of the things that he said, that he pointed out, which is absolutely true, is that hip-hop artists in truth are the new leaders, not only of this country, but of the whole world. Because here you have a person, you brought up T.I. We talk about Lil Bill's favorite rapper, Lil Wayne. When they reach 1 million people based upon CD sales, they're reaching more than any preacher, teacher, presidential candidate vis-a-vis Obama. He can't reach as many people as Lil Wayne. He can't reach as many people as DMX or Tupac or Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Because when you sell that many albums, not only do the person who buy it hear it, but everybody, they play it in front of. So that's what I'm saying in terms of lyrical content. Hip-hop artists are really role models, because whatever you're saying, not only people in America is hearing it, but people in Japan, people in Iran, people in Australia, hell, people in Fiji. You don't know who's hearing your music. So when you put out a message, the lyrical content is extremely important because it shapes the way people think. Whether we like it or not, whether that's even our intent. You know what I'm saying? If I'm speaking on this program right now and 1 million people hear me and I give an opinion, large percentage of that people who are watching are going to agree with my opinion.